to map number 2, Nimbus. Oh, we've already got a cross spawn set up, Apollo. This is looking pretty awesome. I'm excited to kick this one off.
Yeah, let's jump right into map number 2 here between these two players. Who's going to move forward? Can TaeJa pick up a 2-0? Can jjakji equalize?
That's the big question. Our first player in the top right, in the red, up 1-0, representing Team Liquid. He is TaeJa. And really great attack, but not quite able to seal the deal when he had his opponent on the back foot. In blue, playing for Team My Insanity, he is jjakji.
Well, as we load into this map number 2, are we going to see a change of pace from both of these players? You've described a couple of reasons before. It's a map that really favors and can push you into regular play. But at the same time, the tendencies in this matchup is to be aggressive early, to get the damage done, maybe to play defensive with the Raven to then turn it into an attack. But we see, for the first time, of course, in this series, 2 different builds not playing the same here. We've got jjakji going for the gas first, as he did in the previous game, whereas TaeJa has taken a different approach.
Yeah, for TaeJa, it's looking like a bit of a later gas. So this isn't the type of strategy you're looking to commit to that really fast factory play, although he's still likely to go for it following whatever he wants to open with, be it that Reaper, something weird like a fast react, but most likely just going to be a Reaper to scout. This map, it's not bad for it just because the map is so big,
right.
and you have a couple of cliffs and here and there that you can work with. Nothing insane. However, jjakji, if you wanted to try to get a fast Hellion or something to take advantage of how late TaeJa's production will be, how much later his factory will be, it's a bit more difficult because it is cross spawns. It's a big map.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about something here, Nathaniel. Says, in this matchup, gas versus, gas first against another player going gas first is the most common thing that we see in this matchup. Gas first just so incredibly popular, really easy to get damage done. We don't really see One Barracks Command Center, Reaper expansions, Command Center first for a reason. Yet we see it here from TaeJa. Does this not just simply say that jjakji's in a position to gain a good lead because of how often this strategy is used and the reason why we don't see this from TaeJa?
I just think it's a sign of confidence from TaeJa. Taking that first map so convincingly, you'd be hard-pressed to believe that jjakji would try anything similar again, and because of the space that TaeJa obviously wouldn't have known about when the game started since the spawns are random, it's a nice spot because he's still going to go up to the same tech that jjakji will. He's just doing it a little bit later with the assumption that, yeah, I'm better than you. I can defend against anything you throw at me.
Well, jjakji's got a fantastic SCV scout, which you would rarely see, to be honest. With a Reaper out at this point, it's, can be a little bit lucky to get in there, and he did get in there. He knows what he's playing against. It is going to be the Reaper expansion, as we've seen. And jjakji already, through seeing this, has chosen his plan. He hasn't taken a second gas. He's got the starport down immediately. He's got a couple of Marines to hopefully block the Reaper. We'll see, as the Hellion is there as well to help out. Is he going to get a block? And he's not, so TaeJa actually goes in and sees everything. Can this work, what jjakji's going for here, this Widowmine Hellion Marine drop?
So the Widowmine play, it's something that's, you usually if you're going for Hellions, you can deal with it in ways we saw 4GG, just kind of kill it against your own buildings. But the tricky part is, if this was, say, Catalina or maybe more like Merry-Go-Round, you have a super short distance. Like, you're pretty much going towards where like the 4th base is, and you're kind of close to the entrance to the natural or main. But he has to go over twice that distance to actually get to TaeJa's base. So by the time he does, TaeJa's got 2 or 3 rounds of Hellions out. Defending against it is a lot easier, specifically because of the spawns and just, mostly the map as well.
And due to the strategy and build that jjakji's taking, he doesn't need to deal critical damage. He's got a command center on the way here. Obviously, it would be very nice and pleasant for him to get a couple of SCV kills. If he gets nothing, gets 0 damage done, TaeJa just naturally is going to take a lead in this game due to the faster the command center. And here is the medivac. There's TaeJa in position. He's got no units up here, so jjakji can get some damage done.
I do like how TaeJa's spaced everything out with as far as his buildings go, so he will be able to see this coming in, and he immediately sees it. He's making his way over. He wants to get this Widowmine planted down somewhere where it will be a nuisance, but there's so many Hellions that can run up here and cause damage. Like, yeah, okay, you've taken this position, but there's nothing here to kill.
Yeah, and he's going to follow that medivac, going to try and get into the SCV line. No, doubles back. Widowmine gets picked up and is easily taken down here. TaeJa, perfect defense once again. This medivac's going to get pushed back. He's missed his opportunity, and due to that, just look at the supply difference. 49 for TaeJa, 39 here for jjakji, and he takes a lead in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you usually only need one boost to get to their base on the smaller maps, but on this one, he flew for a solid 20 seconds after that, and that allows TaeJa to finish up his next wave of Hellions, and then once he drops everything, you just swarm it. That's the way that you're supposed to play this style. jjakji's going to try to swing back again, but there's a Viking in position. There's a second Viking coming out, and TaeJa, he's running some Hellions across the map.
This is interesting. So TaeJa uses defensive Hellions to be aggressive. At the same time, jjakji notices that and actually tries to drop in to get damage done. How is this going to shape out? It's going to come down to who deals damage, and unfortunately, TaeJa didn't actually get into the main base of his opponent. The Hellions rendered useless in the middle of the map here. So jjakji does move there, but
does get the medevac though, which is a really nice pickoff. He's basically ended the aggression that jjakji can really go for at this point. jjakji's going to start some medevac production. The one thing, since TaeJa has opted to go bio this game, we've seen some mech out of him before, is this stim. So jjakji, if he can get another drop in later on, or maybe get some Vikings, somehow get in his base and get some small fights, the skirmishes will always go in favor of the sim player if you have medevacs.
So it's going to be very important here for TaeJa to have units in position, map control, simple stuff like the Zelnaga Tower, Viking around his main base or natural area, wherever jjakji may go. As you see that stim coming in now, just 10 seconds till its completion. And TaeJa will catch up when it comes to production. He's got 3 barracks being put down, and he will start to rise his unit count. He does have a faster engineering bay as well, so he'll have that faster attack upgrade too. But for the time being, I mean, jjakji can't really go anywhere till he has... Well, actually, no, he's moving across now. I didn't think he had the medevacs out. They're on their way.
I feel like we've seen something like this before from the series that he actually just played, the last TVT, with this just 4 barracks. And okay, so he's going to get 3rd command center. I was almost really confused that he would go that we would see this style pop up again. So at this point, jjakji seems to be under the impression that he's going up against some type of mech because he's building 2 Marauders at a time. He's even getting concussive shells.
Yeah, that's interesting that, but here comes jjakji. Stim timing complete. It's going to boost into the natural. Where's TaeJa, who does not have stim? He's got to defend this without taking too much damage. The drop comes in, and it's spread across all around the back of these supply depots. The medevacs are going to go down pretty fast here, but TaeJa's not really taking that much damage as of yet. Well, 7 SCVs, 8 ACVs is actually quite a lot, so I'll take that back there.
He does get the Vikings as well, opening the door for later drops. Always important to keep that in mind. And yeah, he's going to clean this up, but you said it, Apollo. 12 SCVs. You know, that hurts. TaeJa's down 5 workers overall now, but trying to keep things in a bit of perspective, he does have that 3rd command center much more quickly. In fact, jjakji has not yet started one, so he's building 4 Marauders at a time. He's not playing versus mech. This is wild.
Yes, obviously Marauder's just not as good as Marines here in the direct combat. This is interesting. We'll see how this is going to develop, because right now there's only 2 bases for jjakji. He's working very hard on these 5 barracks. There's a 3rd command set finish up for TaeJa. He's got his +1 attack done. He's got his stim finished as well. And he's in position to deflect another one here. Surely this is looking pretty good for TaeJa at this point. 12 Marauders to 6 Marines or 8 Marines.
I'm worried if jjakji just drops straight into this, because those Marines will clean out the Marauders with no trouble at all. Now this 4 Hellion drop just complicates things, and he's like still putting these weird thoughts in his head of mech. SCVs dropping left and right, and at the very least not mining from this expansion.
Oh, and he's going to lose everything on the other side of the map. He actually boosted into the natural. Only 1 of 2 medevacs survive, and there's hardly any units left off here. And that is it. GG called. And TaeJa taking a 2-0 here.
I really think jjakji was under the impression that he was up against mech. He assumed, okay, I'm getting attacked, but just boost my drop in because he's only going to have Hellion. So at the very least, I should be able to unload my Marauders. He can't kill them quickly enough, and we can trade. But that's not quite what he got.